Greetings, everyone! How's everyone doing this fine Thursday? I hope y'all are doing well. Because today we are plushifying the Delphi medics of IDW. So these are all characters that appear in the spin-off comic Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, which went on from 2012 to 2018. And these are all medics. And so it's probably just going to be a line art for today. But it goes from, I'm going to do it in this order: First Aid, Ambulon, and then Pharma. So yeah, feel free to just chill and vibe and just lurk. Okay, I'm going to save this as First Aid. Also, hello, Catfaz. Yellow. Yellow, also, hello. Thank you for the first time chat. So this character, First Aid, he actually appeared in Generation 1 in like Season 3, I believe. If I recall correctly. I'm doing pretty well. Oh, fuck. I drew those on the wrong layer. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well today. My semester in college is almost over, so starting in May, I'll be able to stream every single day of the week. Which I'm very excited about. Because, you know, college, it takes a lot of time. And I probably should, you know, I probably shouldn't have gone live and just took today to work on assignments. But I could probably, like, make today's stream a long stream and then just take tomorrow off to, you know, rapid fire do assignments. because, you know, assignments and stuff. College is important. And I probably should, you know, be focusing on, you know, college, like, during my semester, but if I don't stream for too long, and I'm probably going to, like, go insane. Because I'm gonna miss y'all a lot. But from what I've seen of, like, some scenes of First Aid from Generation 1, he's actually pretty pacifistic, if that's even a word. But he doesn't really like, you know, harming anyone, despite the fact that he is, you know, a combiner. And he literally combines into the left hand of Defensor. It's just a little ironic. Just a teensy bit. Yeah. I personally really like First Aid in, you know, IDW, because Season 3 of Generation 1 takes place after the movie that came out in 1986. And I remember my dad told me that he literally rode his bike to the theater to, you know, watch it. Which, around that time, my dad would have been, like, 13. So he would have been, you know, around that, which, I mean, in the modern day, you would probably find that, you know, inconceivable in the United States. It's for, you know, a 13-year-old kid to, you know, ride their bike to the movie theater. But it was acceptable back then. So my dad drove to the movie theater to watch the Transformers movie. And my dad actually told me how basically everyone threw a fit at, you know, the fact that Optimus Prime died. Like, you can't have Transformers without Optimus Prime. But you technically can. You know, have Transformers without Optimus Prime. But he is, you know, one of the main, very important characters to the franchise. Like, my dad told me that people would literally call, like, Hasbro back then and, you know, complain about and just say, like, you can't just kill all of Optimus Prime. But they did! I think eventually they did, you know, revive Optimus Prime. In Generation 1. Like, in the later seasons, from what I know, how they resurrected Optimus Prime. Mostly because of, you know, the fans back then just throwing a fit. And that's based on what my dad told me. Because he was, you know, alive back then. In the 80s. Because he was, you know, a teenager in the 80s. Like, that's his childhood, man. And of course, my dad is also kind of the reason why I'm kind of doing this in the first place, because I kind of gained the hyperfixation on Transformers while getting Christmas presents for my dad. Like, he's kind of the reason for this. And his birthday is coming up in like 10 days. He's from now, actually. And I made my dad a shadow box. You know, for, you know, some of the charms and pins and stuff that I got for him during Christmas. So, yeah. So my dad is the reason why I got this hyperfixation. And now I'm getting a Guilty Gear hyperfixation that is just slowly coming to life. Which I should probably get Guilty Gear Strive, if I'm being honest. I mean, it would probably be like a good game to play, but I should probably... do I play Guilty Gear, or do I like the characters? I like the characters. I've never played Guilty Gear in my life. Like, I've never really played that genre of game. But I am tempted to get Guilty Gear. Like, I've never played it before, but I've been watching videos of, you know, gameplay and stuff. Because, you know, ABBA came out, like, sometime recently. And yeah. I might get Guilty Gear Strive. And probably, like, get some of the DLC as well after I, you know, play a little bit. You know, so I can, you know, get Brisket, aka Best Girl. Yeah. I'm sure it is pretty good for a beginner, because I am, you know, a beginner. Like, I'm pretty much a newbie when it comes to that stuff. Like, I've never really played Street Fighter or those sorts of games when I was younger. Like, the closest I've really played was Smash Brothers Ultimate. Like, that's kind of my only fighting game experience when it comes to those kinds of games. Which means I probably should, you know, try out Guilty Gear. I actually have Guilty Gear Strive currently on my wish list. And once I play some of it, then I'm probably going to, like, get some of the DLC. The characters like Bridget and ABBA. I mean, there is probably, like, some, you know, Guilty Gear VTuber assets already. But I could probably, like, make my own. Probably, like, a little Fumo of Brisket. And I also really, really love the art style of Guilty Gear, which is probably going to, like, really help me in, like, liking the game. Because the models are 3D, but they are animated in a way that makes them look 2D. You know, like, the animation isn't as quote-unquote smooth as regular 3D because they kind of, like, animate in a lower frame rate. So it looks a lot more, you know, stylized. Then, you know, yeah. I mean, kind of like as an artist myself, who kind of wants to go into like 3D a little bit in the future, or because, you know, it's probably a good idea to like branch out so I can, you know, make my own 3D assets in the future, so I don't have to constantly figure out how to draw horns in different perspectives. But yeah. And apparently ABBA came out in, like, a Guilty Gear game that is, like, older than me. Like, it came out in, like, the in-between year of my brother and I's birth. Like, I was born in 2004, and my brother was born in 2002. The game ABBA came out in, came out in 2003, so, yeah. She's originally from Guilty Gear XX. Yeah. And I've actually seen, like, the comparison between, you know, ABBA from, you know, back then and, you know, the ABBA that is in Guilty Gear Strive. Let's just say, what an improvement. I mean, like, I can tell from, like, the original, the game that you know, ABBA first debuted in. Yeah. You love the original ABBA? Yeah. She's the character that got you into fighting games? Interesting. I mean, there is, you know, a mod that gives her original hair, but in terms of, like, story and, like, showing character growth, the change in design, I feel like it's pretty good. Because it kind of shows, you know, that she's willing to grow. And, you know, try out new things. Like, I mean, her current hair color, when compared to, like, her old hair color, it's complementary, actually. So it kind of, like, shows a good contrast between, you know, her previous self and her current self. Thank you, Windows. Very cool. This looks pretty good for now. I'm going to press save. Then I'm going to go to Ambulon. So from what I know, he doesn't really appear much in any other media other than, like, the IDW More Than Meets the Eye spinoff. And he canonically transforms into a leg. Like, literally just a leg. Like, he is just all leg. And unfortunately, because he doesn't really appear that much due to unfortunate circumstances, I kind of, like, have to... There's not a lot of, you know, references of him. And this is... The reference here in the sub-view is, in fact, his concept art by Alex Milne, who's, like, you know, one of the most well-known IDW comics artists for the Transformers franchise, because he does not skip out on details. Hold on, I should probably, like, do his face first. I'm just giving him that little carrot mouth. I like that. Technically not a colon 3 mouth. Let's be perfectly honest here. Though I probably would give him a colon 3 mouth if I felt like it suited him. But there's other characters that are, you know, more suitable to the colon 3. You know, some of the sillier characters. Like some of the goofy characters. And of course I might, you know, change the mouth a bit. Ow, fuck. But that's kind of like a temporary mouth for what it needs to do. So it kind of like goes like that. And of course I literally got this reference of him from like the Transformers wiki. And there was another one that I downloaded, but unfortunately because it's, you know, a large JPEG, like I couldn't really open it anywhere. Like not even in, you know, Paint. But I'm going to change this a little bit. That's more suitable for Ambulon. But yeah, Ambulon, you know, if you notice like some of the flakes, he canonically has like flaky paint syndrome, which is because he never really got a good primer, so kind of bits and pieces of his, you know, previous Decepticon life are shown. But yeah. But yeah, Avalon is like one of the medics. Like from like Delphi arc. And yeah. And I'm going to go with this. You know, orange or orange. And this is for like his limbs. Also, I should probably like pull my tablet closer. Wow. And you know, hydrate. And all I'm really going to say about Ambulon is that he has an unfortunate ending. I don't want to ruin it for y'all. And also, please read the comics. They're really, really good. But it is probably not a good idea to start off where I started off with, you know, the spin-offs. But I didn't really know what order to kind of like read them in. So I just started off with More Than Meets the Eye. So I might do like some of the paint chipping, but of course I'd have to like do it asymmetrically. But, you know, probably out of like, because I'm, you know, a little lazy about that sort of stuff, I might not, you know, I probably won't bother with trying to do that. Because, you know, why bother? Actually, I could probably, like, do some different versions. Like, one where he, you know, has the chipped paint, and one where he does not have the chipped paint. So yeah. And now the legs. Because this is the man of the legs. Because he is Ambulon. I probably should, like, edit the base so that, you know, the seam here is a little more obvious. And yes, I am kind of like holding on to my tablet as I'm doing this. I mean, I probably shouldn't have, you know, pulled it forward. But, and also this tablet did not come with its own stand, so I kind of had to like improvise. So yeah, that seems good. But yeah, that is Ambulon. I mean, I might do Farmer next, but I feel like probably like since it's, you know, almost been an hour and I haven't really moved a lot, I should probably like do an intermission and, you know, get up and move around. I mean, partially because if I, you know, sit for too long, my butt is gonna hurt. Yeah, I don't die from a blood clot. Yeah, that too. And, you know, I need to stim. I gotta do the stims so I don't drive myself insane. So I think I'm going to do that. You know, pace a little bit. And, you know, probably like do some other stuff. Then I'll go back and work on Pharma. Be right back. And I returned from my little stretching break. I gave the cat some scritches. But yeah. I should probably like work on Pharma, but I might just take... I might do him like last. Like, you know, work on these two's line art and color. And the reason why I am a little reluctant to do Pharma is because I only have 2 references. That's it. That's the reason why I'm really reluctant to do this guy. I only have 2 references. And there's no figures of him either, even though those would probably like sell well. Because I know like 2 of my mutuals on Tumblr really love Pharma. Just wing it! I mean, he does have wings. Also, this design has a lot of kibble. And actually, mean, there is a lot of fan art of Pharma. And some of this art is actually like stuff people have commissioned from the artist who designed him himself, Alex Milne. And fun fact, Alex Milne actually has a Twitter. It's referred to as a marker guru. That is the user handle of, Ambulon. But of course, because a lot of this is, fan art, I'm not going to, download it and then show them as, the references. So, luckily I have 2 screens, so I can just have one with one of the references, and then another where I can just draw them. So, that was a crack on the back. And that was not really purposeful. It was not a purposeful crack. But the crack happens anyway because it decides when to crack. And speaking of cracking and popping in joints and stuff, I've heard, spine broke, rest in peace! Yeah. I've been, on Tumblr, I've seen, headcanons of, yeah. Gonna need both first aid and pharma! And probably Ambulon, too. Before he, ends up lengthways. So I'm just gonna give this guy a weird fucking creepy grin. Forgot him! Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, he can kind of easily be forgotten and about, other than, the Ambulon Hungirlies and guy. I used to love him. So his, little finial thingy, this little chevron, is actually a little different. It's not one big piece. there's a little thingy that kind of separates it. Takes the two parts that jut out. Unlike, you know, Ratchet, like for example. And a lot of people love Pharma because he's just straight up insane. Just like batshit crazy. That's what he is. Yeah, Transformers and, you know, mecha and stuff can be very intimidating when it comes to, like, drawing them. And that's kind of how I feel right now with, like, drawing Pharma. But to be fair, a lot of, like, the favorite characters of, you know, who is different, like, media and stuff are those who are just unapologetically crazy. But Pharma is kind of a complex character because he's kind of being driven to doing something that he probably just doesn't want to do in the first place. And that's kind of like driving him crazy. As if he was, you know, in a rubber room full of rats. Yeah, Japan used to have animators who were mecha specialists and people who pretty much only drew mecha, and they used to be funneled around from studio to studio depending on which show they had mechas in it. Nowadays, there's only a few left. It's less popular, and they mostly use 3D now. Yeah, I kind of see that. I mean, with Big Bang Bray. Hey, fuck. That one fucking show that recently came out. I can see that they use 3D for, you know, for the, you know, mecha characters. Including Bravern. And it is a little disappointing, but it is something that I understand. Because mecha is hard to draw. And especially when there's, you know, not as many people who specialize in drawing mecha these days compared to, you know, back in the heyday of stuff like Gundam. And then Voltron, like the original Voltron. It's a little It's probably something that a lot of people find disappointing a little bit. But it is something that's understandable. Mecha is no longer as popular as it once was. And a lot of, mecha shows have converted to 3D because it's easier to kind of make such complex, stuff with, 3D model, so you don't have to draw it, like, constantly. Like, draw every single frame. Which, it kind of makes sense, hence that eventually mecha specialist artists, kind of, like, eventually stopped, becoming relevant because stuff changes over time. Like, especially in, art, where, there's a lot of tools that come out to, help assist artists, often made by other artists. There's, 3D modeling software like Blender and Maya. And, Coop Studio Paint has assets that you can use to, you can, pre-draw something and then just have it shown, so you don't have to constantly redraw it over and over again if it's something that you have to draw, a lot of times. I mean, that's kind of like how art evolves. Eventually, old things, have to end, and new things come around to replace them. Like new tools that can be used to help with, perspective and shading. And sometimes you kind of, have to make your own. Assets so you can, make the process of drawing a little easier on yourself. Because sometimes, constantly having to redraw something over and over can kind of lead to a little bit of madness. And that's kind of why a lot of, artists in history were a little unstable, to say the least. That, and also because paint used to have lead in it, and that kind of drives people mad. If, you're exposed to it for long enough, which in the case of artists is pretty fucking often. So, yeah. Eventually, old stuff, old techniques kind of fall out of favor for new ones that make it a little more streamlined, the process, especially for animation. And of course, if you are able to figure it out correctly, you can combine, 2D and 3D in a way that, is seamless. And it takes a lot of, like, finessing, I assume, in order to kind of get everything right. Figuring out the frame rate for the, 3D model, compared to, like, the 2D, the 2D stuff. I'm probably gonna return to those little side parts of his helm. Because this looks a little weird. Also, hello Max, how are you? Forever 2D stan? Yeah. Whoa, I'm weird. Aren't we all? How ye? You got red resonance of the brain. Yeehaw. And you don't know how to feel about it? Oh god. Well, the only thing I can really say is just process it. Until there is nothing more to process. That's about it. It just does that. You're drinking 100% natural mango juice? And you know it's natural because you grabbed it from the tree. Oh god. Also, one of the big things about, like, Pharma is that he has blue in his color palette. Like, that isn't just his eyes. Okay, gotta go. See you later, Goob. Also, yes, I yoinked this from the TF Wiki. Because sometimes you just gotta yoink stuff from the wiki. So... and... here... Hold on. And yes, I am looking at my other screen at a drawing someone did of Pharma. And I'm not going to show it because, you know, Also because I'm kind of, you know, I just did an image search. Oh, shit. I think I'm probably gonna like end up on another tangent because, I mean, I can just imagine like there being like a doctor in a story that is like a little weird. You know, a lot of people like are a little wary of them because of some of their behavior being considered like a little weird, when it comes to like the norm. But it turns out that they're actually like pretty chill. It's just that their passion for their job is just shown a bit strangely. But they are like objectively one of the best people in the field, and you know, take their job very seriously. But it does kind of show in like a strange way. I'm not really sure how I can really like describe it, other than just, you know, people are just a little weird sometimes. They're just a little funky. And it, of course, does lead to some, like, objectively funny scenarios. But can probably also lead to, like, some more serious, you know, scenarios where the quote-unquote weird doctor truly shows how dedicated they are to their job. Like if they, for example, have a patient who has kind of been like, had their medical issues ignored by doctors in the past. And that doctor is just like, do you have their contact information? And I'd like to make a call. Or if they have, or an email, and they get that information from the patient, and they just send the most scathing email ever. Like, what the hell are you doing ignoring a patient's concerns like that? And just gives them, like, a tongue lashing. And they just, like, lecture the other doctors that ignored their patients' concerns until they eventually went to them about, you know, having a lesson in, you know, addressing the concerns of their patient. And saying, like, if you know you can't help the patient, then say that and find someone who can. I might need to redo the head on this. It's looking a little I'm not going to make that triangle too extreme because this is, you know, meant to be a plushie. But yeah, I feel like having a weird doctor who is just like a little weird, but they're also like very much dedicated to the job to the point where they won't hesitate to lecture her fellow doctor of their profession. And if they are being a fuck up, would be an objectively interesting character. You know, having a doctor that is like very good at their job and they know it. But they're also very much willing to, you know, mention if another doctor is fucking up. So yeah. They are just having a doctor who is just willing to say, hey, you're fucking it up. You fucked up a perfectly good patient. I think I made that a little too big. Of course I am kind of like just doing the little square, like the little chunky square here for, you know, the feet because laziness. Oh shit. What did I do? So now I need to kind of figure out how to do these things. Yeah, a little spike. Yeah. That's probably what I'm going to do. I gotta make them like in the back. So that they're not like too in the way. And then I kind of have to do the wings. I'm going to make those a separate layer. So this is kind of the best reference I have for, you know, his wings. Press the Windows key on accident, whoop-de-doo. And there we go. And yes, I'm doing them on both wings because lazy. Penis. Also, I probably should like do the little, you know, those things that are kind of behind first aid. So also, I probably should, like, hold on, how many unused nibs do I have left? 2. I probably need to, like, order more. Oh, fuck, I accidentally hit my microphone. I think I'm going to... Okay, that seems pretty good. So, I'm going to go onto the... Give me a moment. I probably need to do that. There we go. And now I'm going to do the lineup for first aid. Oh, right, I should probably like do that. Also, what the fuck? Oh, I accidentally turned off anti-aliasing. Whoopie-doo. This looks like... Is it you or it looks like a chess tower? Probably. I don't know much about chess, though. But you are probably right. But I don't know enough about chess to refute you, so... Yeah, I should probably, like, order some more nibs for my stylus. I'll get a good amount out of them, so I can, you know, not worry for a while about, you know, whether or not I have enough nibs for my stylus. Actually, hold on. Oh, there's a 50-pack. Nice. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Okay, the X3, I believe, is the one. I'll probably see if I can like order it, so I can have it, you know, plenty of replacement nibs to last me like a few months. Ow, fuck. And the dyspraxia kicks in once more. I'm gonna wound it all out. Do all the wounding. You know what? I think I'm going to do the curve tool for these. Because these lines are kind of long. I fucked up. Now I have to do this all over again. Well, time to redo this all over again. There we go. Now we can go on to the fun part. Coloring. But I'm going to save first. I did forget the little symbol thingy, but Actually, hold on. I wanted to give the little thingies on the back a little bit of depth, so I'm going to change this to the darker gray. And I'm going to see if... And no, that's not gonna work. Oof. Wrong color. Pop, 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 pop. I'm probably going to kind of like work on these until I like eventually lose my mind. Or the inertia stops. But I'll try and, if I can't finish these during stream, I'll work on these off stream so that I can upload them to Ko-fi by tonight. And then I can probably like take Friday off and work on assignments. You know, all day. Which I probably should have like just taken today off and worked on them. But I just kind of wanted to work on these, you know. Because I meant to do this on, you know, Tuesday. But I wasn't really motivated because I didn't have enough pharma references. Fuck. I think I'm just going to finish the lineup for this and end stream because I just realized I should probably be working on assignments. And you know, that sort of stuff. So that is going to be it for today's stream. So I appreciate everyone who came by today. But I kind of need to work on assignments now. But I appreciate everyone who came by today. But yeah. Also, I will probably be here. I'm probably not going to be here on Friday because I'm probably going to spend that time working on assignments for my classes because we're nearing the end of the semester this month, so I probably need to like go have something to eat, and then I'm going to probably just rapid fire do some of the assignments if I am capable of doing that. At least some of the ones that kind of need doing in this week. But yeah, I might not be here tomorrow, but I will definitely be here next week. My streams always begin at 1 p.m. EST. And yeah, I'll be seeing y'all later. Bye!